What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Fat Cat Comics channel. Today we're going to be talking about Aquaman. I'm going to do a nice short review of Aquaman, what I thought about it. So check it out. Alright, so I'm going to try to be as spoiler free as possible, and I'm trying to be as vague as I can. But there's some things that I really don't want to talk about that I'm going to talk about, that I'm not going to hold back on. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. It's the movie worth seeing in theaters. Yes, it is. The movie is very long. It's 2 hours and 22 minutes. So you might want to take some camping gear because you're going to be there for a little while. Alright? So, is the movie perfect? No, it's not. It has pros and it has cons. So how does this film measure up to what I believe is DC Universe's best movie to date, Wonder Woman? Well, I think they're on par because Aquaman does have strengths where Wonder Woman fell short, and Wonder Woman fell short where Aquaman has strengths. Okay? So we're going to talk about those. We're going to do some pros, we're going to do some cons. Alright, so here are the pros. Number one pro that I'm going to talk about is the visuals. Alright? The CGI wasn't perfect. It was, they try to use the water effect that created a distortion on their face sometimes, and that kind of took me out of it. But overall, it was solid. It was good. The visuals reminded me of the movie Avatar. I don't know if you guys remember that movie from, I don't know, like 10 years ago. It seems like forever long ago. The bright colors, the neons, the glows, that was here in Aquaman. Very present, and it was an enjoyable, it's visually pleasing movie. Alright, number two, and what I feel is Aquaman's greatest strength, and that is the cinematography. Alright, it starts right off the bat, it's action oriented, it jumps off, and it takes off and never slows down. Alright, it doesn't take a breather. So there's the first fight with Atlanta in the lighthouse, which was really awesome. You can see the camera angles that they use, how they rotate around the room. It's very immersive techniques that they use. Now, there was a Black Manta fight on Sicily. It was actually a double fight. You had Mira fighting the Atlantean commandos on one side, and then you had Aquaman and Black Manta going one-on-one on the other side. So, on the previews, you do see the Atlantean guy's commando just busting through the doors, you know, just tracing down Mira. Well, the camera transitions from that fight seamlessly, without no cuts, over to where Black Manta and Aquaman are fighting. Now that's awesome. I love it when they do that because it's immersive. It gives you a scale of the battlefield that's going on at the time. But by far the best part of this movie was the epic battle at the end. Alright, it was on the scale of Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. The combatants were like probably in the 100,000s, probably in the millions, and they had like an arsenal of sharks with laser beams. They had like mutated seahorses, freaking kraken looking thing. Dude, that stuff was off the hook, man. Alright, it's not like Black Panther's final battle where you had like 25 people with blankets and a rhino. Nah, bro. This stuff was popping, man. It was going on, right? So definitely the strength of this movie. Alright. And the third thing that I really enjoyed this movie about was they included all the factions and the lore of the New 52. I think that was very enjoyable. They didn't explore it as much as I wanted to, but I think that for those people who have read the comics, it's a lot more enjoyable. Which brings me to my next point. If you want to enjoy this film, definitely check out some of the comics, New 52, which I will include later on. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the cons, because this movie was not perfect, alright? There's some stuff that it lacked. One thing that Wonder Woman did great, that Aquaman didn't, was the low interaction. There was very low interaction between the characters in Aquaman. So one thing that Wonder Woman did great that Aquaman didn't was the interaction between the characters. In Aquaman, there was very low interaction between the characters, and that included interactions between the villains and Aquaman, and between pretty much all the characters. Like it doesn't create the epic drama that you would expect from so many characters. I would have been okay if they would have just shortened the initial Ocean Master fight with Aquaman, and Instead, they would have just taken that time to just give us a tour of Atlantis, just a street level view of what Atlantis is like on an everyday scale, right? Or they could have not just done that. The trench did appear here as long as with other kingdoms. If they would have just kind of explored those kingdoms a little bit more, explored the cultures of that, it would have been great. It would have been great. All right. So yes, I do recommend that before you go in to watch this movie, that you pick up some of the new 52 Geoff Johns runs. Especially, you can do with Volume 1. I believe it's The Trench. Volume 2 is The Others. And Volume 3 is The Throne of Atlantis. Definitely those three. And I think this movie would be a lot more enjoyable. Because I think there was a lot of things that people were critiquing about that were answered through the comics, right? So they didn't spoon fed you everything in the film as far as lore. All right. Some people were complaining that Black Manta was a throwaway character. Black Manta is not a throwaway character. No, they're setting him up for the next film. I think he's going to be the main villain in the next film. At least that's the way it appears. So he's definitely not a throwaway character. If people think he's a throwaway character, wait till he starts like killing aqua babies, man. I mean, I don't know if DC's gonna go that dark, man, but dude, it's just Black Manta's a savage, dude, and he's, in my opinion, the most dangerous Aquaman villain of them all. So one thing I did want to see from this film that I did not get was the ending credits. It would have been freaking epic, man, if they would have included like some kind of letter, a message, something that indicated that Lex Luthor was trying to recruit the Black Manta into the Legion of Doom. Man, my hype would have been over 9,000. I'm telling you right now, man. I mean, they can still do it because they have Black Manta set up right now. The next Wonder Woman, I think Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be featuring Cheetah. So they have two characters of the Legion of Doom already. So that's one thing I do want to see from DC is I want to see them build up their villains through single hero films so they can go up against the Legion of Doom in the next Justice League film, and then from there they can work their way up to Darkseid. That would be fantastic, and that's on my wish list. Definitely. Yeah, it was definitely a great film. Definitely worth checking it out. It's a blockbuster, man. It really is. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on the Fat Cat Comic Show. Thank you.